Hey, I'm recording this video in the country of Thailand. Now they would correct me and say the Kingdom of Thailand because they do not refer to themselves as a country. You are looking at what is called a spirit house. And I want to talk a little bit about spirit houses as they are present throughout the area of the Kingdom of Thailand. They are present right out in the open in a business district, and they are present in and around people's home dwellings. They are present in and around apartment complexes, you name it. In fact, this is an out in the public area by a business. So I'm doing a panoramic view for you so you can see the traffic and indeed exactly where this is located. They are called spirit houses because here in the land there's a blend of Buddhism and Animism. Now mostly you're looking at the animism aspect of their faith. And animism is the belief in spirits dwelling in the land and indeed sometimes actually in objects. Now we do believe in the New Testament in evil spirits, foul spirits, and demons. All three probably describe the same thing. Now some might divide that up and say demons are different from evil spirits and foul spirits. However, in my understanding, they're all the same. They are the spirits that occupy this earth and this region that we can look up to the heavens. Now there's a whole group of different entities in what is called the second heavens. And that would be the heavens that are between the third heaven, where God dwells, and the first heaven, which is where the sun and the moon and the stars are. So there's like a buffer zone up there, and there are spiritual, powerful entities, powers and principalities. They are called in Ephesians chapter 6. Now back to the spirit house. The belief is that spirits did inhabit the land and continue to inhabit the land. And therefore, individuals need to make friends with them and appease them, welcome them, get them to be on your side, so to speak. Now, in the New Testament, anything such as a demon, a foul spirit, or an evil spirit is not to be made friends with because they are appointed by Satan, who is the head of the foul spirits, evil spirits, and demons, to usurp God and to entice people to sin and abomination. So they do believe in spirits of some sort, but one must get friendly with them, and that's what this spirit house is all about. Now, inside the spirit house, you will see some individuals. Now, because it's combined with Buddhism, spirits inhabiting this land could actually be some relatives of the people who live here, because they have not reached nirvana. and they are caught in the wheel of time. The birth, death, and birth again, or we call it reincarnation. And the whole purpose of Buddhism is enlightenment, to get out of this cycle. So the spirit houses here will actually include some human type figures in them. Because that could be the neighbor next door that recently died and who was not enlightened and who did not experience nirvana. You might say, well, what is nirvana? Well, I'm still working on that. The best I can tell is nirvana is the end of suffering. Thus, it's some form of peaceful existence, but it also seems to be non-existence. Now, I don't mean to use double talk, but I'm still struggling right now to understand Buddhism and Animism and how it's combined here in Thailand. So they will bring offerings to the spirits of the land, and you see incense sticks there that were burnt. You will see glasses of water. Sometimes they'll have like a beverage there, a pop with a straw in it, so these ancestors can drink. And I'm not sure why they have the cigarettes or cigars here, or maybe they're not cigars, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm at a loss because I don't fully understand the culture. Now you see another symbol here of the five-headed dragon. Now we are told in the book of Revelation about the dragon, and that's just another name for the devil. Incidentally, the Greek translation of dragon is more along the lines of a large sea serpent, and not a dragon like is pictured in fictional stories or cartoons. And there was in the Old Testament sort of a devil of the ocean, and that devil of the ocean is what is referred to in New Testament in the book of Revelation when it's translated as dragon. So you can see that they keep up with this spirit house. It's decorated with some nice flowers. I think the flowers are actually fresh. And somebody must come along and water them. And occasionally somebody will stop by and they will put a glass of water there or burn incense. I don't think they leave food because food will spoil very quickly here. Temperatures can reach 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Yesterday, it felt like 109 degrees. Now the actual temperature was probably about 104, but there's a factor of humidity and heat index and so forth. Now they're very colorful, and I've driven by places that will sell these, and it's actually a pretty big business here in Thailand to sell these to people for their home or for their shop, or even just to put it in public somewhere. So one other thing I want to say about Buddhism and this animism is it has created a faith that allows a person to be completely, almost exclusively individualistic. In other words, they can stop by here anytime and light some incense, bring some water, or pay tribute to a spirit that could possibly be one of their relatives, could possibly even be their spouse. Because, again, in their system, everybody's caught in this wheel of time, and everybody is born physically, dies physically, and then is born again. Not in the sense of John chapter 3 verse 3, but in the sense of reincarnation. And incidentally, that word reincarnation was sort of updated and modified and given to Western world, but it simply means what they used to call transmigration of the soul. That the soul doesn't really go to heaven or hell. The soul will go once again into some form. The soul could go into being another human being if you're, quote, lucky. Or the soul could go into an animal. Or the soul could just meander around in the air. And that's why you see these clay figures inside this. Because basically they're saying that some of these spirits are actually people that have died and didn't experience enlightenment. Well, I could go on and try to update you on some of this stuff. I'll probably have to do a separate video for that. But I just wanted to show you the spirit houses here in Thailand. Once again, I'm out in the public. An apartment complex, 32 stories high, and a filling station, not for gasoline or diesel, but it's for propane gas to use in vehicles that run on propane gas. This concludes the video. Thank you for watching.